Welcome to Tornado IP Thoughtful Thursdays, where innovation meets strategy. I am Dr. Szilvia Szep, and here with me today is Dr. Mike Bowe, an experienced inventor with 35 years of experience in the chemical industry, and we're here to discuss IP and IP strategy. Most recently, the Pentagon is offering industry free access to 400 government-held patents. This announcement came from the U.S. Department of Defense Undersecretary of Research and Engineering late in January. The Pentagon invests over $3 billion annually across 200 and more government labs, generating thousands of patents and breakthrough technologies, and often these things never reach commercialization. The opportunity to leverage these technologies by industry sounds compelling. If patents are supposed to be strategic assets, if they create a competitive advantage, why are so many sitting unused? And does removing licensing fees suddenly make them valuable? We're going to talk about what makes IP commercially usable and what keeps innovation stuck on paper. Mike, as an inventor, what was your first reaction when you read this paper?
First, I thought the government has lots and lots of patents, and the fact that they're not producing them gives you, it's like a couple hundred universities or small to medium companies that have this whole array of inventions, and to be able to access them with them possibly wanting to let you use them, it's so big, and gives an access to stuff you otherwise might not think you're going to get a chance to.
Why do you think so many patents, especially in large organizations, never turn into products?
In my time, when you're doing research, you come upon something you think is inventive, you check with your attorneys, etc., and you can file and get a patent. Maybe that takes a couple of years in most cases. And by the time the patent grants, you're not certain. Again, you file the patent to protect your invention, but you're not certain you're going to produce it. There's a lot of other difficulties in getting it to be a product. Okay, your idea is protected. Is it meet with your, say, financial goals of the organization? Do you have a good way to manufacture this product? Do people really want it? Is there someone else who has a better way to a similar material? And so yours might be inventive and a good way to it, but there might be a better way or a lower cost way to it. So there's a lot of factors between invention and actual product that people will want that might keep it from being practiced as a product that you make.
Does removing the licensing fees by the government meaningfully change the next steps for industry? Are the fees really the true bottleneck?
It's funny, if I were doing research and I said, oh, here's some patents that the government holds that we could potentially look at, I might not want to try them, but if the licensing fee was waived for some few years, it might be a low-cost way for a patent. It was actually a technology that was already, say, proven enough to become a patent. Maybe it's not developed, but it's a way to feed my scouting pipeline, for example. So I might say, oh, that's worth spending a year or two looking at and seeing if we think we could make it work, and I'd also want to see the other patents around it, etc. It's kind of a primer for letting you do a small research project, but I wouldn't at the outset say, oh, this is guaranteed to go to an end product. So it does take away a small barrier for early R&D looks.
In advanced materials, in particular in the chemical industry, what would a government patent, what would it make it usable in industry?
So to be usable, then, the patent is going to protect my product. One, can I get a license for the time it takes me to scale up and make and sell this product? So that would be something that has to be negotiated if it's not in the upfront license discussion with the patent owner, which is the government in this case. And then if we are going to make this product, do we have, say, the capability? Do we have facilities to make it? All that manufacturing stuff might be beyond the patent, but you'd have to know that you can get to the end and make stuff in feasibly, but also in a cost competitive way. And then is there a market for it? Do we have a way to sell the product that would come out of this? So those are some of the elements that are also important besides, can we make this technology work?
Sounds good. I have a few questions that are lightning rounds for you.
Okay.
If you have free patent access from the government, is this a catalyst for action, or is this just a gimmick?
It's a catalyst for early look, I would say. And so I would not put a giant amount of resources on evaluating them. Some of it could be a paper exercise. Are these really, one, you sort through their list, are these really technologies we want to evaluate? Are there other people doing similar stuff? So I'd be cautious about that. Is this a way for us to uniquely get technology. I wouldn't change the direction of my entire research program to say these are going to save us, but it's almost like you have a bolt-on of a idea discovery group, except that you gotta license it from them. So in that regard, it's not a gimmick. It's not as though it's going to solve a long-term thing, but it's to make a short look at something. It's always useful, I think, to have access to ideas that came from outside your own organization.
What do you think is the biggest myth about patent value?
I think some people think I have an idea, it's inventive, you file and get a patent, and therefore I can do it. But they don't consider, sometimes you don't consider the other elements to getting it to a commercial product. That is, are we able to manufacture? Can we do it cost effectively? Are there other people that could do it? Maybe you get and develop a technology, but you find a partner to manufacture or something like that. And then there's the product. How is that going to be brought to market? So do you have a route to market? Do you have access to the customers? All those are elements in a successful product. The patent up front lets you start and do it and protect it, but it doesn't necessarily by itself guarantee the whole idea, manufacture, and bring to market supply chain, if you will.
Thank you, Mike. This is Tornado IP with Thoughtful Thursdays, where we look beyond filings and focus on strategy. Thank you.